I'm being told that we've got the management at PVR joining us on a phone line. Nitin Sood is Chief Financial Officer at PVR Limited. PVR announced that they're paying 500 crores to buy DT Cinemas, which operates about 29 multiplex screens in and around Delhi, the NCR region, basically. Mr. Sood, thank you for your time. Good morning. Prashant here. Just to start out with, you're paying about 17 and a half odd crores per screen, right?
Yeah, so that's slightly incorrect. So there are a total of 39 screens, 29 and 10 under construction right now, which they are going to build and deliver to us. So overall, 39 screens is what comes as part of the portfolio.
Okay, that's still about 12 and a half crores, right?
Yeah. So the
About
way we
13
look at
crores
the
actually,
business
close
is
to.
not on a per screen cost. I think that's the incorrect benchmark to look at the business. I think the only way to look at the business is the quality of the asset and the potential earnings that the asset could deliver over a period of time. Because a screen in any two locations is not comparable. Something in Aurangabad or something in Nashik can't be compared to something elsewhere. So I think that's an incorrect way of comparing and looking at the metrics.
So could you just talk about, your rationale for paying what you've paid? Because you said it's the quality of the franchise and, of course, the earnings potential. Could you talk about those two things? In the case of DT, how do you look at it?
Yeah, I think overall the way we look at the asset and our focus really behind any inorganic has been quality of locations and the quality of asset that we find. DLF has built great quality cinemas at some of the best locations. So I think that's been the key driver for us for this transaction. And for us, I think the way we've looked at is the quality of earnings that the asset will deliver over a period of time are equal or better than what our existing circuit also delivers. The operating margins are much higher. And I think overall it will be earnings accretive for our shareholders.
Okay. Do you have any numbers like, what's the revenue per footfall for DT Cinemas? How does it compare to cinemas, say PVR screens, PVR halls in the same region? What's the comparison like?
Yeah, so overall, I can just give you a broad numbers, what we think the asset would deliver after all the balance two properties are operational. I think overall, the whole circuit should deliver upwards of 200 crores to 250, anything between 200 to 250 crore revenues. I think after Noida and Chanakya, the other two properties also open up. And I think so the asset is at par with how some of our prime locations operate, but the operating metrics, PVR's operating metrics at a country level are much lower, but I think at this circuit level, their operating metrics are much better. Ticket pricing is high, occupancy levels are higher, and the overall realization metrics is also superior because this is in a bigger city. So that really helps us to kind of improving overall metrics. But the key focus is essentially to say kind of to improve upon the experience here for the customers and kind of it is really complementary to the whole brand, the way they've kind of built out the whole circuit.
You started by saying that DT has the potential from the 39 screens, I guess you included the 10 additional which are coming up as well, 200 to 250 odd crores annualized revenues. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And what kind of operating profit, can these do, again, on an annual basis, the 39 screens?
Yeah, so we haven't put any kind of specific estimates around it, but I think the way we've looked at it, once these two screens become operational, we think it will be roughly about 11 times EV EBITDA for next year potential earnings. That's the way we look at it. That's the potential that I think the asset could deliver with one full year of operations, and then it could grow further from there. I think as we kind of develop the asset further.
I was speaking with an analyst earlier, and this gentleman I was speaking to was saying that DT Cinemas average ticket price and F&B spend per head are between 40 and 45% higher than PVR. Can you confirm that?
I wouldn't want to comment on any specific numbers because I think it really varies. Again, PVR is we've spread across 45 cities, so obviously our averages in some cities are higher, some cities are lower, but they are definitely higher than the PVR overall circuit by 10.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. You had said that you want to get to about 1,000 screens by financial year 18, right? You've been opening about 60 odd screens every year. Now, this acquisition, of course, helps you get to that 1,000 odd number, but not quite. So, are we looking at more inorganic sort of options like this one?
Yeah, so as I said, there is nothing specific on the table right now, but I think our continued focus is to look at great quality locations and where we can build great cinemas. And we have a lot of screens signed up. I think we expect to open about 60 to 70 screens annually. We are hoping that the real estate cycle comes back and I think the mall development picks up. This number 60, 70 could potentially move up to 100, 100 plus if that happens. And on top of that, if there is any opportunity which comes up in future, we are hoping, I think, combination of everything put together should help us get to our goal.
I didn't ask you how you're going to fund this. You had about 650 odd crores of debt as of March 2015. You've agreed to pay 500 crores for this transaction. I mean, is it how are we looking at funding this, sir?
Yeah, so I think the board has agreed to meet in the near term to kind of agree on the financing plan. But a large part of the transaction will be funded through equity, and there will be some leverage, additional leverage for the asset as well. But I think the board is going to deliberate about it, and in the next few days, we're going to decide on the funding plan.
But you said mostly more equity than debt. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Mr. Sood, thank you very much for that. Great speaking with you. Good luck with that acquisition, and hope to hear from you once that board meet is happens and you decide how you're funding this.